India hits out at Pakistan for trying to raise Kashmir issue in South Asian Speakers Summit in Maldives. Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh Narayan Singh objects to raising of India's internal matter, rejects politicization of forum by raising issues extraneous to the theme of the summit. India to host 14th Conference of Parties to the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification starting Monday. Representatives from 196 countries to attend the conference. India pledges to restore 50 lakh hectares of degraded land by 2030. Chandrayaan-2 all set for separation of Vikram lander on Monday as the final and fifth lunar-bound orbit maneuver is performed successfully ahead of the landing on lunar surface on 7th September. Home Minister Amit Shah launches projects worth more than rupees 290 crores in Silvassa, addresses public gatherings in Silvassa and Maharashtra Solapur, credits decision on Article 370 and 35A with a massive mandate from the people. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman assures that not a single bank employee will lose job due to merger of banks, says tax officials have been asked to be tax facilitators, not tax administrators. Record income tax returns filed on last day of filing, over 49 lakh ITRs filed on 31st August, 3.61 crore returns verified out of over 5.65 crore filed so far. 79% of taxpayers opt for e-verification, mostly using Aadhaar OTP option. And MEA underlines transparent and non-discriminatory nature of the updation of NRC as it is a legal process mandated by the Supreme Court, says there are opportunities for appeal for those excluded from the list. Welcome to this bulletin. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. The 4th South Asian Speaker Summit is being held in Maldives on achieving sustainable goals. As part of India's delegation, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha Harivansh Narayan Singh attended the meet in Malé. Speaking at Maldives Parliament, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha Harivansh Narayan Singh rebuked Pakistan for raising India's internal issue and trying to politicize the forum for other purposes which are extraneous to the theme of the summit. He also urged Pakistan to stop its support to terrorism.
We strongly object to the raising of internal matter of India in this forum. We also reject the politicization of this forum by raising issues which are extraneous to the theme of this summit. There is need for Pakistan to end cross-border terrorism and all kinds of state support to the same in the interest of regional peace and stability. Excellencies, terrorism is the biggest threat for entire humanity and the world today. Therefore, unanimously we should not allow in this August gathering any kind of written view to become part of the proceeding.
The Ministry of External Affairs has responded to some commentaries in sections of foreign media on updation of NRC in Assam. In a press statement, MEA spokesperson Ravish Kumar said, updation of NRC is a statutory, transparent and legal process mandated by the Supreme Court, and it's not an executive-driven process. He also explained how it is a non-discriminatory process.
There have been some commentaries in sections of the foreign media about aspects of the final NRC which are incorrect. NRC is a fair process based on scientific methods. Inclusion in the NRC is a unique process as it is based on application rather than house-to-house enumeration. It is a non-discriminatory process which leaves no room for bias and injustice. As can be seen from the application form for data entry in NRC, there was no column in the application asking for the religion of the applicant.
The MEA further said that exclusion from NRC does not render one stateless till all options of remedy are exhausted.
Exclusion from the NRC has no implication on the rights of an individual resident in Assam. For those who are not in the final list, will not be detained and will continue to enjoy all the rights as before till they have exhausted all the remedies available under the law. It does not make the excluded person stateless. It also does not make him or her a foreigner within the legal meaning of the term. They will not be deprived of any rights or entitlements which they have enjoyed before.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has allayed fears of job losses following the proposed merger of public sector banks. She assured that not even a single employee shall be removed following the merger. The minister was talking to reporters in Chennai.
I have very clearly underlined the fact that there shall not be one employee removed. Not at all. We are not looking at any employee being removed.
Nirmala Sitharaman also said tax officials have been asked to be tax facilitators, not tax administrators.
The transition in the mindset of being a tax enforcement authority to moving to becoming a tax facilitating authority is already happening, and I can see it. The performance report which has been presented to us is very clearly suggestive of that.
The finance minister, while addressing the media in Chennai, said her interactions with the auto industry stakeholders has been positive and the measures rolled out are yielding positive impact.
As a result of the consultation that I held with the automobile, both the component manufacturers and also the automobile manufacturers, is a set of announcements that I've made, and the measures were very clearly spelled out, and the inputs that I'm getting from the sector is that it can have a positive impact.
And FM also said that budgetary reforms at the non-banking financial company are having good impact, and at least 4 NBFCs have been brought out of crisis.
The NBFC related issue was not just liquidity, because it had governance issues, it had solvency issues, it had NBFCs which had borrowed heavily short term and were lending long term. And then therefore they had this problem of cyclical financial gaps or voids which were coming up. So in order to address that, we came up with this liquidity window, and also made sure that the first 10% will have a stopgap, in the sense sovereign guarantee given for the loss, first 10% loss. Even that has been notified by the RBI. And I know, as I was announcing an amalgamation of banks last Friday, at least 4 NBFCs have come out because of that relief which has been offered.
Several projects were unveiled and inaugurated by Union Home Minister Amit Shah at Silvassa in Dadra, Nagar Haveli. He inaugurated health and wellness centres which will help in giving health facilities to the local population at reasonable costs. Home Minister Amit Shah also launched the Poshan Mission.
आज मैं जब यहां आया हूं तो लगभग 1400 करोड़ से अधिक रुपयों का प्रधानमंत्री ने जो शिलान्यास किया था, वो मोदी जी का शिलान्यास किए हुए सारे के सारे प्रोजेक्ट आज अपनी गति पर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। आज एक मेडिकल कॉलेज के भी उनको आज प्रवेश का कार्यक्रम है। 150 से ज्यादा बच्चे संघ प्रदेश के डॉक्टर बनकर संघ प्रदेश की जनता की सेवा करेंगे। मित्रों, एक अत्याधुनिक
Addressing the Mahajanadesh Yatra, Union Home Minister and BJP President Amit Shah said that both the NCP and Congress don't believe in democracy, rather they believe in dynastic politics.
ये दोनों पार्टियां लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों में नहीं मानती, दोनों पार्टियां परिवारवाद में मानती। कांग्रेस पार्टी और एनसीपी के नेतृत्व को देख लीजिए, बेटा बेटी दामाद भाई भतीजा चाचा चाची पूरा परिवार का कुंबा बैठा है। वो लोग राजनीति को अपने परिवार का ठेका माने और वहीं से एक भ्रष्टाचार की शुरुआत।
Some other news now. The orbiter of Chandrayaan-2 has successfully reached its final orbit around the moon following a orbit reduction maneuver. A release from the National Space Agency ISRO says the burn of the engine on board the orbiter has been initiated All the spacecraft parameters were observed to be normal. The lander of Chandrayaan-2, named Vikram, will separate from the orbiter on Monday at an optimal time between 12:45 p.m. to 1:45 p.m. The lander has been named after the father of India's space program, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. The lander, under the impact of its initial speed, will also begin to revolve around the moon at first, but gradually decreasing the radius. India will host the 14th Conference of Parties, or COP14, of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. The event expects more than 3,000 participants from across the world from 2nd September in Greater Noida.
In order to fight the menace of desertification, India, for the first time, will host the UN Convention to Combat Desertification, or UNCCD, from 2nd of September in Greater Noida. The participants include ministers from 196 countries, representatives of national and local government, city leaders, community groups, scientists, non-governmental organizations, the private sector and the industry experts, and they will present and share their expertise and give an overview to achieve the goals at the 12-day conference. Desertification is a worldwide problem directly affecting 250 million people and a third of the Earth's land surface. To fight this menace, India will convert degraded land of nearly 50 lakh hectares to fertile land in the next 10 years. UNCCD, established in 1994, is the sole legally binding international agreement that links environment and development to sustainable land management. It addresses specifically arid, semi-arid and dry subhumid areas known as dry lands, home to some of the most vulnerable ecosystem and peoples. The main agenda for COP14 are reversing land degradation and its outcomes while accelerating positive achievements for people and for ecosystem, with a view to deliver on the United Nations mandated Sustainable Development Goals. Land degradation working in tandem with the climate change and biodiversity loss may force up to 700 million people to migrate by 2050. One-third of world's land and some 4 billion hectares is degraded. In India, degradation has hit 96 million hectares, around 29.32% of all land in the country. Almost all the countries have signed a pledge to reach net land degradation neutrality by 2030. That means they have promised to restore as much land as is being degraded. With India succeeding China to the COP presidency, experts expect a flip to the process of combating desertification in Asia. Tapash Bhattacharya's report, DD News, Delhi.
Over 5.65 crore income tax returns were filed by taxpayers for the assessment year 2019-20 as the deadline ended on August 31st, showing a 4% rise in ITR filing over the previous year. According to the tax department data, over 49 lakh people filed their tax returns online on August 31st, the last date for ITR filing. From August 27 to 31st, nearly 1.5 crore people filed online income tax returns, an increase of about 42% as compared to the same period of assessment year 2018-19. It said that IT department is actively interacting with taxpayers on social media to help them resolve their grievances and e-filing related queries and getting accolades in return. The last date for submission of e-filing of ITRs for assessment year 2019-20 was August 31st. CBDT added that the peak filing rate per second was at 196 ITRs. It also said that information security team of the Income Tax Department thwarted over 2,200 malicious attacks on the website aimed at disrupting services in the peak hours. To make sure that electoral roll is up to date and all voters are registered, Election Commission began an electoral verification program from Sunday. Through this program, Election Commission would allow voters to enlist and verify their names in the electoral roll. Voters can take part both via online and offline means in this program. Voters would be assisted by Election Commission's website, portal and the CSC during this program. After the conclusion of the program on October 15th, the Election Commission would verify the entire updated list until 1st January 2020. Later, the Election Commission would release the final list of verified voters. The entire exercise aims at bringing transparency and updating the list of verified voters. Addressing media in New Delhi, Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora said that electoral roll is the edifice on which the entire superstructure of the electoral machinery stands.
इस बार ऐसा कैंपेन हो कि हमें जल्दी से दोबारा कैंपेन न करना पड़े. It should become a part of our system. The electoral roll है, that is the edifice on which the entire superstructure of electoral machinery stands. In fact, besides the composition of the EC, electoral roll is one thing which finds specific mention in the Constitution of India. ये कैंपेन आज से 15 दिन पहले होना चाहिए था, फिर कुछ स्टेट्स में बहुत ज़्यादा बरसात हो गई और बाढ़ की स्थिति हो गई, तो कमोबेश ये तय किया गया कमीशन द्वारा कि इसको 15 डेज बाद किया जाए ताकि हर जगह पे इस तरह की स्थितियाँ ना हो और we have conducive environment for the work.
And Election Commissioner Ashok Lavasa said that 70% of country's population is taking part in the mega electors verification program. He urged people to actively participate in this mega drive.
ये मेगा मिलियन इसलिए है क्योंकि मेगा 91 करोड़ 91 crore or 910 million people of India are taking part in this verification program and at billion booths. So as you all know, we have more than 10 lakh polling stations which were utilized during the general elections. So this is a program in which almost 70% of the population of the country is expected to take part. और ये एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मौका है जब 1.5 महीने तक ये कार्यक्रम अभियान चलेगा जिसमें हर वोटर इलेक्टर ये कोशिश करे कि मैं अपना वेरिफिकेशन 100% ठीक ढंग से कर दूं.
Minister of State for Sports and Youth Affairs Kiran Rijiju interacted with people on the occasion of Adi Community Festival Solung in Itanagar. He called upon people to work together for development of the state and the nation. He urged people of Arunachal to protect and value their cultural identity but not in isolation.
Member of Bharatiya Janata Party, currently Minister of State of the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Minister of State in the Ministry of Minority Affairs of India.
अपना पहचान को हम अपना सभ्यता को इसी दिशा में ले जाना चाहता है, ये एक तय कर सकते हैं. हर एक को सोचना होगा कि ये जो आगे जाते जाते हम अरुणाचल को किस तरह से हम एक यूनाइटेड वे में आगे ले जा सकता है. हम अपना कल्चर को प्रिजर्व तो करना है लेकिन आइसोलेशन में नहीं. आप ये ध्यान रखिए, हम अपने आप को मजबूत बनाना है लेकिन दुनिया से काट के नहीं, दुनिया से दूर रह करके हम अपने आप को मजबूत नहीं बना सकते. हम अपने आप को मजबूत बनाएंगे दुनिया का साथ जोड़ के.
An army jawan was martyred on Sunday as Pakistan violated ceasefire by resorting to mortar shelling and small arms firing on forward posts and villages along the line of control in Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir. The soldier manning a forward post was martyred in the firing from across the border in Shahpur Karni area of Poonch sector. The 21st Racing Day of the Kilo Force was celebrated in Srinagar with full vigour and enthusiasm. Involvement of the local people as well. The Kilo Force is well known for its involvement in maintaining peace and harmony in the North Kashmir region. Locals spoke freely about the help and relationship with the army and the help that they've been providing to them.
इसके वास्ते निसार है मेरा
Kilo Force, one of the 5 companies of the counter-insurgency force Rashtriya Rifles of the Indian Army, celebrated its 21st Raising Day in Srinagar with full vigour and enthusiastic involvement of the local Kashmiri people. Speaking on the occasion, Major General Ashok Singh of the Kilo Force said that Indian Army and Kilo Force has always helped in maintaining peace and harmony in North Kashmir region.
किलो फोर्स का हमेशा से नॉर्थ कश्मीर के आवाम के साथ गहरा रिश्ता रहा है। हमने निरंतर आवाम की भलाई के लिए प्रयास किए हैं।
Locals in the valley applauded the help and support that they have received from the Indian Army over the years, and they look forward to bright future after the historic change that has taken place in Jammu and Kashmir.
आज आर्मी रेजिंग डे में आए थे यहाँ पे किलो फोर्स के, तो आपके आर्मी और अवाम का रिश्ते को कैसे देखते हैं आप?
दोस्ताना अच्छा से बढ़िया से देखते हैं। आर्मी तो सपोर्ट करते हैं, मगर यहाँ की गवर्नमेंट ने सपोर्ट कुछ नहीं किया।
तो अभी आने वाले दिनों में आप क्या उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपके गांव में क्या तरक्की हो, कैसे तरक्की हो?
तरक्की होनी चाहिए, कोचा होना चाहिए, सड़क होना चाहिए।
फौज ने आपके लिए सुविधा रखी है, फोन टेलीफोन की, और आप अपने रिश्तेदारों के साथ जो बाहर हैं उनके साथ बात कर रहे हैं?
हाँ सर, उनके लिए बात करने के लिए फौज ने फोन रखा था नीचे, तो हमें से फैसिलिटी मिल गई।
आपको पूरी उम्मीद है कि आने वाले दिनों में जो आपकी जो प्रॉब्लम है, जो आपकी डेवलपमेंट की कमी है, वो दूर हो जाएगी?
हाँ, इंशाल्लाह हो जाएगी।
आर्मी के रेजिंग डे में आप आए हैं, और आर्मी और अवाम का यहाँ पे कैसा रिश्ता है?
यहाँ तो ठीक तरह जल्द जिस वक्त हमें मेडिकल की ज़रूरत होती है यहाँ आर्मी देती है। फ़ोन की ज़रूरत पड़ गई, इनने बाहर एक स्टेशन डाला है जहाँ से लोग फ़ोन करते हैं आपस में, डेली कोई करता है कोई कुछ करता है, इससे फ़ायदा मिलता है इन लोगों को। आने वाले दिनों में और भी बढ़ जाएगी, हमारे गांव में तरक्की कामों में वसअत हो जाएगी।
While children could be seen singing patriotic songs and enjoying the program, Jawans and the locals came together to participate in many games such as rope pulling as the eventful day came to an end in the Kashmir Valley. Bureau Report, DD News. A 4-day Ladakh festival began with colourful procession through the Leh main bazaar. The procession had cultural troupes of various parts of Ladakh region and presentation by different monasteries. Jammu and Kashmir Governor Satyapal Malik inaugurated the festival at Polo Ground in Leh. Conjoined twins from Odisha's Kandhamal district, Jaga and Kalia, who were being treated at AIIMS in Delhi after being separated 2 years ago, would now return home to their state soon. Jaga and Kalia, born in Milipada village of Kandhamal district, were admitted to AIIMS on July 14, 2017. The twins were separated in 2 phases in August and October that year. In some sports update, Asian Games gold medalist Jinson Johnson bettered his own 1500 national record while clinching a silver in the ISTAF Berlin event on Sunday. Johnson clocked 3 minutes 35.24 seconds to finish second behind Joshua Thompson of United States at the Olympic Stadium in Berlin. With his own national record-shattering effort, Jinson also qualified for the World Championship to be held in Doha from September 28th to October 6th. The World Championship qualifying time is 33 minutes 36 seconds. ISTF Berlin is part of IAAF World Challenge Meetings, the second tier of the global one-day athletics event. It is the penultimate leg of the IAAF World Challenge Meeting this year.